and sports news. You can get it all right here on Capital News at 9:30 from Monday to Friday on Zuku Channel 067, Digitech Channel 1103 and Facebook Capital Television Tanzania. Kwenye kingamuzi cha DSTV, ITV inapatikana kwenye channel 383. Kwenye kingamuzi cha Azam, ITV inapatikana kwenye channel 408. Kwenye kingamuzi cha Zuku, ITV inapatikana kwenye channel 065 na Capital TV kwenye channel 067.
ITV daima, super brand Afrika Mashariki.
In Capital News tonight, the government says it will take measures against Ebola that will not affect economic activities. Illegal immigrants who have completed jail sentences at Maweni prison in Tanga region go on hunger strike. And in sports, Tembo Warriors bow out of the Amputee World Cup. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Carlos Banda. First, the national news. The government has said it will continue to take precautions to prevent Ebola entering Tanzania without affecting economic activities by adhering to protocols and diplomacy with neighboring countries. This was said by the Minister of Health, Umi Mwalimu, during an inspection tour of the country's preparedness against Ebola in border areas of Kagera region.
Kyerwa residents should not live in fear. President Samia's government will make all necessary efforts in ensuring that this disease does not enter the country. People should continue doing their daily activities while taking precautions through washing their hands, use sanitizer, evade touch of dead animals.
Yote matangazo yatolewe.
Na nimeshazungumza, nimeshatoa maelekezo kwamba mgeni yoyote anayeingia whether ametoka nje ya nchi au
I've already given directives that all visitors must be registered at the border. I assure everyone that Kyerwa is safe and safety measures are given priority.
Jitihada hizi tukifanya kazi pamoja na wadau lakini na serikali ambayo ndio imefanya hii.
Efforts are taken in collaboration with stakeholders and the government.
Pamoja na kuwajengea uwezo wenzetu bodaboda. Kwa hiyo leo tumewapa bodaboda reflectors.
More than 800 illegal immigrants from Ethiopia, many of whom have completed one-year jail sentences at Maweni prison in Tanga region, have been going on a hunger strike every month to pressurize they be returned to their home countries.
Wana tabia ya kugoma kula. Sasa sisi kama magereza tuwezi kuacha wagome.
They have a tendency of food riot. We cannot allow that. Sometimes we have to use wisdom in influencing them to eat. In order for such issues to end, it is best for these people to be returned to their home countries.
The 12th group, comprising of 310 people and 2,213 livestock who have agreed to be relocated to Msomela village, Handeni district, Tanga region today, left Ngorongoro conservation area. The group include Bishop Jackson Kipuyo Lukumai of Enduleni Pentecost Church and owner of Osotwa Primary School.
Mara ya kwanza ilikuwa ngumu kuelewa na nilikuwa miongoni mwa watu wanaosema hapana.
I was one among people who failed to understand this exercise and decided to visit Msomera on my own, where I have witnessed quality of areas where the government has prepared. Immediately, I believed that this is a great opportunity.
Zoezi la kuhamisha kazi kundi la 12 ambalo ndilo unaloshuhudia leo hii lina jumla ya kaya.
This is the 12th group locating to Msomera, It has a total of 61 households with 310 people and 2,213 cattle. These residents are also relocated according to procedures set by the government, where they will have a house, 2 hectares for their cattle and 2 hectares for farming activities. We are relocating with the church today. We also relocated a school and orphanage center.
The first Vice President of Zanzibar, Othman Masoud Othman, has said political change in Zanzibar is inevitable, as this is what Zanzibaris want. First Vice President Othman Masoud Othman made this statement when opening a 3-day meeting to discuss political democracy in the country.
Mabadiliko haya hayawezi kuepukika. Mabadiliko haya kwa namna moja ama nyingine ndiyo yanayoakisi siasa za ulimwengu leo hii.
The amendments suit political activities that are in operation throughout the world, lying along foundations of creativity, efficiency and competition.
Nilichotathmini, nimegundua Wazanzibari wanaipenda Zanzibari yao.
I have realized that Zanzibaris love their country so much. We are looking forward to things that will change Zanzibar Electoral Commission and the judicial system.
The government has assured Tanzanians that there is no food shortage in the country, as there is surplus of more than 2 million tons of food harvested from crops planted last season, despite low rainfall. This was said by the Minister of Agriculture, Hussein Bashe, when giving a report on the food situation in the country.
Mambo ya msingi ni kwamba kama nchi pamoja na ukame uliojitokeza mwaka jana,
the country, all necessary measures were addressed despite the drought season and prices of inputs last year. We have managed to produce 17 metric tons, while our demand is 15 metric tons. I have revealed that over 300,000 tons were exported from January to August this year, where we have also collected 326 billion shillings. In the coming season, farmers should be aware on quality of rain so that they could know what crops to cultivate in low-range rain season.
Zenye thamani ya bilioni 326.
8 industries in Kilimanjaro region have been returned to the government after investors failed to develop them. The government is looking for new investors for the industries.
Viwanda vya mkoa wa Kilimanjaro ni pamoja na hicho kiwanda cha pesticide manufacturers kama nilivyotaja, kuna kiwanda cha magunia Tanzania Bag Operation.
In Kilimanjaro region there is pesticide manufacturing, Tanzania Bag Corporation, Killywood's in Moshi, Moshi Leather Industries, Tanzania Animal Feed Company Limited, and Imara Wood Products. At the border, there are so many barriers forcing traders engage in bribery acts. Do not forget to advertise our tourist attractions, and once they come, we should show them investment opportunities in the country.
The Ocean Road Cancer Institute has said that it is now facilities as well as sufficient drugs to treat cancer patients, but it still faces the challenge of treatment.
Hii ya awamu ya 6 inayoongozwa na Rais Samia Suluhu Hassan ameendelea kufanya maboresho makubwa sana katika sekta ya afya na hasa kwenye upande wa saratani pia. Dawa za saratani zote zinapatikana. Unajua kuna changamoto sana, kuna wakati mwingine ugonjwa kuchangia, lakini dawa zinapatikana kwa kiwango chote. Asilimia moja dawa zinapatikana.
Ni mwezi ambao ni wa uhamasishaji na utoaji elimu kuhusiana na saratani ya matiti. Ndio maana mimi kama shujaa nimekuwa mmoja wapo kwa ajili ya kushiriki ili kuweza kutoa elimu mbalimbali, watu waweze kujitokeza kuja kupima.
Leo hii Lions Club of Tanzania wametukutanisha hapa kwa lengo moja, kutoa ufahamu jamii inayozungukwa kwa ugonjwa wa saratani ya matiti. Swala la afya kina mama ni kipaumbele, ni cha juu sana. Ni vizuri wanawake kujua afya zao mapema na kuwahi kupata tiba kwa wakati.
The President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, has witnessed the signing of a cooperation agreement between Tanzania Chamber of Commerce, Zanzibar Chamber of Commerce and Qatar Chamber of Commerce in Doha, Qatar. The agreements aim to improve the business and investment relations between Tanzania and Qatar in tourism, infrastructure, hotel construction and distribution of gas. While in Doha, President Samia Suluhu Hassan also held talks with various Qatari leaders, including the Minister of Finance, Ali bin Ahmed Al Kuwari, and the Minister of Health, Dr. Hanan Mohamed Al Kuwari. The two-day National Standard 7 examinations, which started on Wednesday, have ended today with the candidates hopeful of getting good results and parents saying there is need for them to be on the lookout so that the students do not engage in misdemeanors.
Nilikuwa nimejiandaa vizuri kwa ajili ya mtihani na nimefanya vizuri na uhakika.
Tena kawaida, sio mgumu yani.
Vizuri. Najisikia vizuri sana, mtani nimeona wa kawaida tu. Wa kawaida sana.
Kwa upande wa watoto wawe wasikivu. Wasikilize wazazi na waogope. Kama sisi zamani tulilelewa, tulikuwa wasikivu. Na wazazi waendelee kuwahimiza watoto wao kuachana na makundi mabaya kama hayo.
And that story concludes the national news. We'll take a short break and return for international news. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and now international news. Greek officials have said at least 18 people seeking new lives in Europe by crossing the Mediterranean have died in a pair of unrelated boat accidents. More on the story.
Boat sank off the island of Lesbos after encountering strong winds. There were 40 people on board, reportedly all women. By Thursday morning, 16 of them had been found dead. 9 were reportedly saved, while boat and helicopter searches continued for 15 other women. In another development, a sailboat carrying about 95 refugees and migrants crashed into a rocky cliff due to strong winds late on Wednesday off the island of Kythera. Rescue crews reported that 80 people had been rescued and that 2 had been found dead by Thursday morning. Greece was the front line of Europe's crisis in 2015 and 2016, when 1 million refugees fleeing war and poverty from Afghanistan, Iraq and Syria arrived mainly via Turkey. The number of refugees' arrivals has fallen sharply since, but desperate people still try to enter the country by sea through its island.
Captain Ibrahim Traore has been appointed as president of Burkina Faso after Paul-Henri Damiba was removed in the West African country's second coup in less than 9 months. More on the report.
Burkina Faso plunged into political turmoil on September 30th after a group of officers decided to remove Damiba due to his inability to deal with a worsening armed uprising, dissolved the transitional government and suspended the constitution. Traore has been appointed as head of state, supreme head of the armed forces, according to an official statement read out of the national television by a spokesperson for the military government, Captain Kiswensida Farouk Azaria Sow. In January this year, Damiba, together with the armed forces, had launched a coup against President Roch Kabore and appointed himself transitional head of state.
North Korea has fired 2 range ballistic missiles eastwards, its second weapons launch in 3 days after the United States redeployed an aircraft carrier to the region and carried out joint military drills with South Korea. More on the story.
Thursday launches were reported by South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff, JCS, and the Japanese government. They followed Tuesday's test of a suspected intermediate-range ballistic missile over Japan, the first this since 2017. In a statement, South Korea's military strongly condemned the launches and said they were a clear violation of United Nations Security Council resolutions. Thursday's launches took place hours after the U.S. abruptly repositioned its aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan to waters off the Korean peninsula following rare joint missile drills with South Korea in what South Korea's military called an attempt to demonstrate the allies' firm will to counter Pyongyang's continued provocations following the missile launch.
President William Ruto of Kenya has arrived in Ethiopia on his first tour of the region since taking office. More on the report.
President Ruto will also travel to Uganda and Tanzania with the agenda of the tour on business and political ties. On his arrival, President William Ruto met Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and is also scheduled to attend the national launch of the Safaricom Ethiopia. From Addis Ababa, President Ruto will travel to Uganda for the Sunday celebrations of 60 years of independence before heading to Tanzania to meet President Samia Suluhu Hassan.
And that is the end of the international news. We'll take a short break and return for business news. Welcome back, and now business news. The Minister of Information, Communication and Information Technology, Napin Nnauye, has said the government will continue to cooperate with communication service providers in order to improve services as well as bring down costs for various services.
Maboresho yanahusisha mawasiliano yaliyopo kati ya watoa huduma na watumia huduma. Kama ambavyo mmekuwa mkiona, wakati mwingine pamekuwa na maswali mengi sana kwa watumia huduma. Kwa hiyo wito wetu ukawa wiki hii ya watoa huduma itumike kuboresha mahusiano yaliyopo kati ya watoa huduma na wapokeaji huduma.
The Tanzania Agricultural Institute TARI, in collaboration with the Agricultural Markets Development Trust AMDT, has started to implement research on sunflower seeds in order to get seed types that will increase productivity and help to reduce the price of edible oil.
Tunashirikiana na TARI, TARI Ilonga kuendeleza au
Cooperations are done with TARI in developing and investigate good quality sunflower seeds that can withstand climate change. TARI will collaborate with private organizations for multiplication of the seeds and later be distributed to farmers.
Kuzifanyia multiplication ili ziweze kufikia wakulima katika maeneo mbalimbali.
That is the end of the business news. We'll take a short break and return for sports news. Welcome back, and now sports news. Tanzania's national amputee football team Tembo Warriors has bowed out of the World Cup in the quarter-finals after succumbing to a 4-1 defeat in the hands of the very experienced Haiti. Golden State Warriors is contemplating disciplinary action against Draymond Green after a physical altercation with Jordan Poole at Warriors practice Wednesday. Boxing has been thrown into a fresh crisis after promoter Eddie Hearn refused to accept a ruling by the British Boxing Board of Control that the fight in London on Saturday between Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. should be prohibited. Wolves have poised to advance talks with Julen Lopetegui regarding their managerial vacancy after his sacking by Sevilla, with the former Spain and Real Madrid coach in line to be Bruno Lage's successor. Ladies and gentlemen, and that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, and good night.
Capital News at 9:30 and get updated on what is happening in Tanzania and around the world on political, social, and economic issues and events, without forgetting business and sports news. You can get it all right here on Capital News at 9:30 from Monday to Friday on Zuku Channel 067, Digitech Channel 1103, and Facebook Capital Television Tanzania.
Sasa unaweza kutangaza biashara yako hapa ITV ukiwa popote Tanzania. Wasiliana na mawakala wetu wa mikoani.
Moshi Boisafi Shopping Center 0767552551 au 0764150743. Talanta Insurance Agents wapo barabara ya Posta, jengo la Fresh Coach Moshi, 0767421822 au 0677480717. JM Communication wapo Marangu Mtoni, 0754841319 au 0762013679. Arusha Lihundi Communication 0757200769. Megatop Agents 0754300810 au 0784682268. Dodoma Loshia Investment wapo karibu na Kisasa Peregina, 0715603376 au 0784950300. City Boys Electronics 0754816000 au 0754773078. Mwanza Mwana Leonard Company Limited 0754963333 au 0753939193.
ITV Daima, Super Brand Afrika Mashariki.
Kwenye kingamuzi cha DSTV, ITV inapatikana kwenye channel 383. Kwenye kingamuzi cha Azam, ITV inapatikana kwenye channel 408. Kwenye kingamuzi cha Zuku, ITV inapatikana kwenye channel 065 na Capital TV kwenye channel 067.
ITV Daima, Super Brand Afrika Mashariki.
This is Captured. My name is Nancy Masengo. Thank you so much for having joined us today. Siko peke yangu. Of course, niko na Twalib B. It's been a while, Twalib. The last time we sat here together ni kitambo sana. Vipi, how have you been?
Freshi. Kila kitu kiko poa, Mungu anasaidia.
Yes.
Nashukuru Mungu. Tunasema Swahili kikubwa pumzi na uzima.